Salve, salvete. That's how we say hello in Latin. Salve, we're talking about one person. Salvete, we're talking about more than one person. Capitulum primum, chapter 1. Doing chapter 1 over. I got the slides now, so you can do this over. And I'm going to teach more. And this, I want you to listen to the Latin. I'm going to try to make it as close as English as possible. If you're an English speaker, you should be able to hear what is being said. Capítulo, something like chapter. Capítulo primo, we know prime is the first number. Imperium Romanum, we know empire sounds like empire, and we know that's Roman, right? Imperium Americanum, American Empire. Imperium Carthaginum, Imperium Mauritanum, or Imperium Marusium, Moorish Empire. Italia, we already know that sounds like Italy, right? It's Latin. Italia, Roma, Rome. In Italia est. So try to switch in English. We'll say Roma es in Italia. It just sound like we saying Rome is in Italy. If you're listening to the words. So you gotta get your brain to listen for your verbs to come at the end. That's the key. Roma in Italia est. Italia in Europa est. Italy is in Europe. Italia in Europa est. Carolina in America est. Carolinas in America. Georgia in America est. Georgia Coque in America est. Georgia is also in America. But try to listen to the Latin, but picture what I saying. And if you're using these geographical simple sentence, something is somewhere. So stick with that for the moment. We will add on more as we go in this series. So Grecia in Europa est. Greece is in Europe. Florida in America est. Florida is in America. Italia et Grecia in Europa sunt. So right here we got R. We had us. It's like English. We got us. So we got more than one thing. In English, we don't say us. We say R. So it's the same thing. But in Latin, we got sunt. That's new. We add on to that. Italia et Grecia in Europa sunt. Carolina et Georgia in America sunt. Carolina and Georgia are in America. Atlanta in Georgia est. Atlanta is in Georgia. Atlanta et Savannah in Georgia sunt. Atlanta and Savannah are in Georgia. Caraopolis et Columbia in Carolina sunt. Columbia and Charleston are in Carolina. So you see, by me just saying that in Latin, a simple sentence, I shouldn't have to translate it. For your mind, you can listen to it in Latin and hear it. If you speak English, they should be able to hear what I say, right? Hispania coque in Europa es. Hispanic, Spain, Hispania, and Latin, Spain in English. Coque, the new word, also in is in Europe, Europa. Caraopolis is in Carolina es. Charleston is in Carolina. Columbia coque in Carolina Est. Columbia also is in Carolina. Hispania et Italia et Graecia in Europa sunt. Again, are, because we deal with plural, it don't matter if I put 20 more places, it's still going to be in Europa sunt. Georgia et Virginia et Carolina in America sunt. Spain, Italy, and Greece are in Europe. Virginia, Georgia, and Carolina are in America. Aegyptus in Europa non est. Aegyptus in Africa est. So by me just saying that in Latin, I shouldn't have to say Aegyptus in est. I shouldn't say Aegyptus es non in Europa. That's more to our English way of thinking. So you gotta change your mind to think in the opposite way. You gotta put your verbs at the end. That's the only way you keep, but still listen to the words. Egypt is not in Europe. Egypt is in Africa. Aegyptus in Europa non es. Aegyptus in Africa es. Carolina in Europa non es. Carolina in America es. See. Gallia non es in Africa. Non in Africa es. Gallia, which is France, es in Europa. Georgia coque non in Africa es. Georgia es in America. And he put this way in more of English, like something is in something. That's how we speak. Just to show you that it don't matter where we change these, or I could put anyway, and still come out with the same things. So you gotta learn how to just listen to what's being said, no matter where it's at in the sentence. Your verb. The most important thing in the structure of sentences mainly is and are connecting verbs. So something is something equals, like the equal sign. France not in Africa equals France equals in Europe. That's what it's saying. Even in English, the word us is an equal sign. Syria no es en Europa, sed en Asia. Sed is but. Atlanta no es en Carolina, sed en Georgia. Arabia Kokwe in Africa is. Arabia is also in Asia. Arabia Kokwe in Asia is known in Africa, in Asia. Kokwe known in America is said in Asia. And I going off script from what we seeing on the screen on purpose, because by listening to me, you still can hear exactly what I'm saying. Syria et Arabia in Asia sunt. Syria and Arabia are in Asia. Germania non in Asia, sed in Europa est. Germany is not in Asia, but in Europe. Britannia Kokwe in Europa is. Britain also is in Europe. Germania et Britannia sunt in Europa. And that's more of an English way, right? Are in Europe. Germany and Britain. So we got some new things to learn right here. When you see ne on the first, well, basically on any word, sometimes you might see it in this word, but for the most of the times you're going to see on the first word, and I just asking a question using the word us. You know, always going to be us, because the ne is well important. When you see ne, it can be something else. By using a basic example, Esne Galia in Europa. Esne Galia in Europa. Us, France, Gaul, in Europe. Esne Atlanta in Carolina. Galia in Europa es. France, Gaul is in Europa. Atlanta non es in Carolina, sed in Georgia. Esne Roma en Gallia. Roma en Gallia non es. So we know Rome was not in France. Is Rome in France? Rome was not in France. Gaul. Roma es. Roma in Italia is. Ubi es Roma? We have a new word. Where? These are just words you have to remember. But just stick with the first video. And so do the same thing I do. Use modern day type words closer to you if you're in America. Ubi es, where is Rome? Ubi es Roma. Roma es in Italia. Ubi es Carolina. Carolina in America est. Ubi es Italia. Italia en Europa es. Ubi es California. California in America es. Ubi sunt Gallia in Hispania. So just saying what we do with the regular other sentences. When we got plural, we say are instead of us. You know, proper English, we would say are instead of us. Even though sometimes we don't follow that rule, and we still communicate properly, it'll be the same way, but just properly. Ubi sunt Carolina et Florida. Where are, say still I'm gonna say where are Carolina and Florida? Where are Gal in Spain? Ubi sunt Gallia et Hispania. Gallia et Hispania in Europa sunt. Esne Nilus in Europa. Is the Nile River in Europe. Nilus in Europa non es. Esne Mississippi in Europa. Mississippi in Europa non est, said in America. Ubi es Nilus? Where is the Nile? Nilus in Africa est. And I speaking slowly on purpose, but to yourself, you will eventually be quick when you speaking with in mind the picture of what you saying gonna be expressed. So your tongue gonna be skipping vowels and stuff like that, or the listener gonna be able to still hear exactly what's being said. So they trying to say it in different ways and terms. Renus ubi es. Renus is in Germania. So you see, the ubi move. They did that on purpose. Renus ubi est. Renus is in Germania. Where is the Renus, which is another river? Renus is in Germania, in Germany. Nilus fluvius is. Nilus, the Nile, is a river, and it is no is and no the in Latin. So that's one thing you ain't gotta worry about. But in our, that's just like we saying Nile is river. We still understand what we saying, but you sound like somebody just learning English for the first time who's speaking like that. Nilus fluvius is. Nilus, the Nile, is a river. Mississippia fluvius is. Mississippia quoque fluvius is. The Mississippi is also a river. Renus fluvius is. The Renus is a river. Hold on. Alright. So, just pull out a map and you can go in talking to yourself in Latin, saying what these things is, just to get used to that. Once you get used to that sound, it can get more and more advanced. All you gotta do is know what word that is. Once you know that word, and you'll put it around the next chapters. We gonna put it around the words you already know and grow it slowly and slowly. But the sound of it it's gonna sound like somebody speaking a language that you know. Danube us quoque fluvius is. The Danube is also a river. Nilus es Renus fluvii sunt. The Nile and the Rhine are rivers. So in English, when we say river, we want to make the word river plural, or any word in English plural, we add s, we add es, we add apostrophe s. We want to show possession. All these things also changes the words in Latin, but they do it totally differently. We don't just add an s. So in this form, what we consider masculine first declension words is declined by taking off the us and adding the I. And this goes for all words in that declension, first declension masculine terms. So it's a lot of grammatical terms like in every other language. But this book designed for you to learn each slowly. So only focus on right now first declension masculine words. Fluius is one. The first example we get in river. Flui, we create the word rivers. We got R, right? Sunt, plural. The noun and, it, and. One of the words we use for and. Renus, the rhyme. R, rivers. Renus et Danubius sunt fluvii in Germania. So, putting it all together, Renus, the Rhine, et Danubius, the Danube, are rivers in Germany. Tiberis fluvius in Italia is. The Tiber River is in Italy. Nilus fluvius magnus is. The Nile River is large. Magnus. We got words like magnum, these words like that meaning big. So add that word. It's a common word in English, so it's not foreign to us technically. And they're using place names on the first chapter, which is great because we already know these place names. We know Nilus, similar to the word now. Fluvius, the word flow is in that, making us think about river or water. Mississippi, quoque fluvius magnus est. Tiberis non est fluvius magnus, Tiberis fluvius parvus. We got the opposite of magnus, large, small. Parvus est. Tiberis fluvius parvus est. Mississippi fluvius non parvus est, sed magnus est. Renus non est fluvius parvus, sed fluvius magnus. The Renus is not a small river, but a large river. Same thing I just say for the Mississippi. Sticking with just these beginnings, just don't try to overthink it. Danubius quoque fluvius magnus est. The Danube is also a large river. Nilus et Renus non fluvii parvi, sed fluvii magni sunt. Like you see a lot of changes in this, but you see how a fluvius magnus, singular, the adjective that connect with the noun, gonna follow it technically in the same case. If it's gonna be a masculine word, it's gonna be a masculine version of the adjective large river that connect to the noun, which is the river. What kind of river? A large river. Adjective describe nouns. So an adjective describing this river is the word large. So it's going to match in case endings for the most part. So a fluvius, we gotta add an S to rivers, like we saw earlier, fluvii. Magnus also gonna be magni. Sunt. R, that's why you underline R to show that's why that changed. But again, listen to what he's saying. You still know that he's talking about rivers small and large by just this is what he's saying without looking at the screen. Nilus et renus non fluvii parvi sed fluvii magni sunt. Corsica insula es. Corsica is a island. You see, ain't no A, but we know. Corsica insula es. A new word, insula, and that sound like island. Corsica et Sardinia et Sicilia insulae sunt. So just like fluvii, rivers, the way we use with the first declension feminine words like insula, feminine word, you can tell by the endings with the A. The place names usually is feminine. Carolina, Georgia, Virginia. In America sunt. All them feminine terms. So we all decline the saying. So we want to make a plural first declension feminine term like insula. We add the E, which give us the sound insulae. Now we see AE, it's insulae. Insulae sunt. Corsica et Sardinia et Sicilia insulae sunt. Another thing we don't never do, we don't never change our C's to S sounds. Never. In English, this would be Corsica and Sardinia and Sicily. So we don't change that C to a S. We don't do that in Latin. It's Sicilia. Britannia, quoque insula es. Britain is also an island. Italia insula non es. Italy is northern island. Georgia, quoque insula non es. Georgia is also northern island. Sicilia insula magna sunt es. Sicily is a large island. Melita es insula parva. What is this? I can always forget what Melita. Melita is a small island. Malta is a small island. Britannia non insula parva sed insula magna es. Britain is not a small island, but a large island. but is a large island. Britannia non insula parva se insula magna es. Sicilia et Sardinia non insulae parvae sed insulae magnae sunt. Sicily and Sardinia is not small islands, but are large islands. Brundisium oppidum es. Brundisium is a city. Another new word, oppidum. And now we get into the neuter. So we had first and second declension, masculine and feminine. And now we got first and second declension, neuter. First declension is feminine with some masculine. Second declension is all three, feminine, masculine, mostly masculine and neuter words. We got the first one, oppidum. You're gonna see how that changes, how we can make more than one cities. We don't add s. We're gonna show you how in a minute. So Karopolis, oppidum es. So Karopolis is a Greek term. We ain't gonna get into that. Let's continue. Say Producium et Tusculum oppida sunt. So we take off the when we deal with one neuter city, one city, oppidum. When we deal with two, it becomes oppida. Sparta, quoque oppidum es. Sparta is also a city. Brundisium es oppidum magnum. You see, the adjectives work the same. They're going to follow the gender and the number, which is plural or singular. They're going to follow that ending. And they're going to follow either if it's masculine or feminine or plural. And this Brundisium is a large city. Sparta is also a city. Tusculum oppidum parvum es. Tusculum is a small city. Augusta oppidum es. Augusta is a city. Delphi quoque oppidum parvum es. Delphi is also a small city. Tusculum et Delphi non oppida magna sed oppida parva sunt. Tusculum and Delphi. And another thing we don't do, we don't make a F. Let me see, PH. Delphi is what I say in Latin. We never do that. Same way we never change the C to S. Those little extra rules, it's not in Latin. On oppida magna, not big cities. Oppida. Said, but oppida parva sunt. But our small cities. Ubi es Sparta? Where is Sparta? Sparta is in Graecia. Sparta is in Greece. ubi es Atlanta. Atlanta in Georgia es. Atlanta is in Georgia. Sparta es Oppidum Graecum. So you see, even Greece, the word Greece, when it becomes an adjective, it take on the same rules as adjective. So it's the adjective to the noun city. So it becomes Graecum. We still know that's Greece, but they follow the rule. When you listen to me, you can still know I'm saying Sparta is a Greek city. Sparta Oppidum Graecum es. Sparta is a Greek city. Caropolis Oppidum Carolinum es. So Carolina take on the adjective. Charleston is a Carolinian city. Becomes an adjective. Sparta e Delphi Oppida Graeca sunt. Sparta and Delphi are Greek cities. Tusculum non Oppidum Graecum, sed Oppidum Romanum is. Tusculum is not a Greek city, but a Roman city. Tusculum et Producium sunt Oppida Romana. Tusculum and Producium are Roman cities. Tusculum et Producium sunt Oppida Romana, same thing. Atlanta et Augusta Oppida Georgia sunt. Atlanta and Augusta are Georgian cities. Sardinia Insula Romana es. Sardinia is a Roman island. Maybe we get into extra things like saying Sardinia is an island of Rome. You're going to get into that later. You're going to see more and more new things. I just focus on listening to these ones. Sardinia Insula Romana es. Creta, Rhodus, Nexus, Samos, Chios, Lesbos, Lemnos, Euboea sunt insulae Graecae. Crete, Rhodes, Nexus, Samos, Chios, Lesbos, Lemnos, and Euboea are Greek islands. In Italia et in Graecia sunt multa oppida. So multa is the word, many, are many cities in Italia et in Graecia. Et in America sunt multa oppida. In Gallia et in Germania multi sunt fluvii. In Gaul, France, Gallia, and in Germany there are many rivers. Multi sunt fluvii quoque in America. Sunt ne, so you see es ne, but it's sunt ne are, but we know we're asking the question because the ne connected to it, same system. Sunt ne multi fluvii et multa oppida in Arabia. Are there many rivers, and many cities in Arabia. In Arabia, non-multis sed pauci flui sunt, et pauca opida. So you see the word pauca is your new adjective connected to city. What kind of city? Small, plural cities. So pauca can also be plural in cities and neuter, like the words opidum. We're talking about multiple, opida. So in Arabia, there are not many, but said small amounts or few, translated to make sense for you. Few of many is multi, few, pauci, flui, rivers, and few cities. Answering this question. Num Creta opidum es, Creta opidum non es. And this is a new way of asking questions he teaching. Num, when we see that, it's like in English when we say, is it not Crete, the island of Crete, Creta, a city? Creta opidum non es. Creta is not a city. Num Atalanta insula es. Atlanta insula non es. Atlanta is not an island. And they say, is it not Atlanta an island? Atalanta opidum es. Quid es Creta? So we got our first word, like English, that we say these words to create sentences, and that's the one is what. Quid es Creta? Creta insula es. Crete is an island. Quid es Jamaica? Jamaica insula es. Jamaica is an island. What is Jamaica? Jamaica is an island. Num Sparta insula es? Is it Sparta? Is it not Sparta an island? Sparta non es insula. Sparta is not an island. You can see, no matter where we put these words at, listening to it, we still sounding like we saying these things. Quid es Sparta? Sparta opidum es. Renus quid es? Renus es magnus fluvius. You see, put the quid in the middle trying to trick you. Don't worry about that. Renus quid es? Carolina quid es? Carolina es in America. Renus es magnus fluvius. The Rhine is a great river, a large river, a big river, magnus river. Num oceanus Atlanticus parvus es. Is it not the Atlantic Ocean small? Non parvus sed magnus es oceanus. And we don't say oh shh. Ain't nothing in that to make us say the word shh. Right? We actually sounding this out like they teach us in school, sound out every letter, but then they got these extra rules they want to throw in there. But a child would say oceanus, not ocean. That don't look like ocean. Ocean. That's oceanus Atlanticus. So, is it not the Atlantic Ocean small? Not small, but big is the ocean. Ubi es Imperium Romanum? Where is the Roman Empire? Ubi es Georgium? Ubi es Georgia? Georgia es in America. Ubi es Imperium Maorum? Maorum Imperium es en Europa, en Asia, en África et en America. Ubi es Imperium Romanum? Where is the Roman Empire? Imperium Romanum es en Europa, en Africa, en Asia. The Roman Empire is in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. Hispania et Syria et Aegyptus. Provinciae Romanae sunt. Spain and Syria and Egypt are Roman provinces. Provinciae. And it's plural, right? Sunt shows plural. Provinces, Roman provinces. And since Rome is Roma, a feminine word, it take on the rules of those words. Romae Provinciae. Provincia also is a feminine word, I believe. Provincia. Germania, known as Provincia, Romana. Germany is not a Roman province. Germania and Imperio Romano known as. Mauritania in Imperio Romano known as. Well, this way here. Sarmatia and Coque and known as an Imperio Romano. Arabia known as Coque known as an Imperio Romano. They say Germany is not in the Roman Empire, but you can hear me saying these things in Latin. Said, but Gallia et Britannia sunt Provincia Romanae. But France and Britain are Roman provinces. In Imperio Romano multi sunt provinciae. In the Roman Empire are many provinces. But you can see when we say in something, we're using another grammatical lesson, which is called the ablativum. The ablativum got a different ending, and you can see that it's different as O. And the neuter words imperium, and imperium becomes Imperio Romano, Imperio Marusio, the Moorish Empire, Marusio Imperio. Magnum is Imperium Romanum. Large is the Roman Empire. Magnum is Imperium Carthaginum. Large is the Carthaginian Empire, which is the same empire we see Africa, Numidia, Mauritania, Aegyptus. So hold on one more time. Okay, we back. Before we begin, I had said earlier, I don't want to add no new words. So I said, Quides, Georgia, why does Georgia? Because I don't want to say a state because I don't want to add a new word. So I said, Georgia in America sunt. I asking that question. I'd have been better to ask UBS. UBS Georgia, where is Georgia? Georgia in Americas es. But another question that they did give us, since I ain't gotta bring it so much new term, I could say Quides Georgia. What is Georgia? Georgia Provincia America es. Georgia is an America province. So, but there's a word for state, but I ain't bringing it nothing new. Only stick to what we seeing on the screen and use new terms, newer terms. We already know terms like America, Africa. These terms is like they use Britannia, these feminine terms. So it technically ain't new terms. We just say it wrong. It's Carolinas, Carolina. So not technically wrong. We're just saying it with an English dialect instead of Latin dialect. Oh, so hold on. Shit. So let's begin. Let's continue. So we got unos et duos numeri sunt. 1 and 2 are numbers. Got a new word, numerus. Numerus. Again, we take off the us and we add the I. And it will give us numbers. In English, we just add an S. But in Latin, we take off the us. In this form of word, us, numerus, masculine term. And we add the I. It's numbers. Are numbers 1, unos, et duos are numbers. We gonna go through the section the same way. We're gonna say it in Latin and try to listen to it and hear what he's saying. Tres quoque numerus es. 3 is also a number. So now you see what type of word this is. So we can put adjectives around that, just like we did with the cities. Add more to it. Unos, duos, tres, 1, 2, and 3. Numeri Romani sunt. Are Roman numbers. Exactly, Roman numerals. That's what we call it in English. Unos et duos sunt parvi numeri. 1 and 2 are small numbers. They could be numeri parvi sunt. Still saying the same thing. Unos et dos, duos, numeri. Unos et duos et tres numeri parvi sunt. Are small numbers. Mille, 1,000. Magnus numerus est. 1,000 is a large number. A et B literae sunt. We got another new word, letter, which is litera, singular. And we already know how we do the feminine singulars. We just add the E and become literae. Our alphabet, which I probably might make another video to say the alphabet, because the way the alphabet is, that's how we're gonna understand how we speak it. It's A et B, A and B So you see, even the way we say the alphabet changed slightly. Our letters. Que quoque letra S. C is also a letter. A, B, Q, D, sunt tres, sunt quator literae. A, B, C, and D are 4 letters. A, B, Q sunt tres literae. A, B, and C are 3 letters. A es litera prima. B, litera segunda. Q, litera tertia. A is the first letter. B, the second letter. And you can say the, because the don't exist in Latin, but we speak in English, we can say our A and our the whenever we see it, feel the need to. And C, the third letter, tertia. Gamma, litera graeca es. Gamma is a Greek letter. K es litera latina. C is a Latin letter. And in English alphabeta, lettera latina sunt are Latin letters. All of them. You just see some of them differently and sound out, some of them differently, add on a few rules. C is a Latin letter. K et D litterae latinae sunt. C and D are Latin letters. Gamma et delta sunt litterae Graecae. Gamma and delta are Greek letters. Fluius et oppidum vocabula Latina sunt. Fluius and oppidum are Latin words. And vocabulum, neuter, a neuter word like oppidum. When we got plural, we got oppida, same thing. Vocabula, take on the same word. Latina just is the adjective at this point for vocabula. Like Graeca, taking on the same thing, adjective for the word letter. What kind of letter? A Greek letter. Greek letters. What kind of words are there? Latin words. So you're going to take one as the adjective. We ever answer that question when you say what kind something? That's the word. That's your adjective. So they're going to take on the same forms. Ubi quoque vocabulum latinum is, where also is a Latin word. So you see, vocabulum is the neuter, which will become vocabula in the sunt, in the plural. Ubi, the word ubi, is a Latin word. The word for word is vocabulum, and we say vocabulary today. But to say the word word in Latin, it's vocabulum. So words will be vocabula. And vocabulo, so you see, just like how we and the imperium and the empire being neuter, same thing changed with the neuter word vocábulo en opido in the city, en vocábulo in the word, en vocábulo ubi sunt tres literae. In the word ubi are 3 letters. Even me saying that in Latin, it sound like I say that. En vocábulo ubi sunt tres literae. En capítulo primo, in the first chapter, mille vocabula sunt. There are 1,000 words in this chapter that we're reading. En vocábulo insula 6 literae. In the word insula are 6 letters. Et tres syllabi sunt, and are 3 syllables. The word syllables, you can see that in a syllabi. You could probably guess that. Just like the literae, that's letter. It still sound like that. All these words still got an English in it because it's the grandparent of the language. So syllaba prima, in, secunda, su, tertia, la. That's the 3 syllables. The first syllable, in. The second syllable, su. The third syllable, la. That's how we learn English too, also, right? Syllables. In vocábulo non sunt, in vocábulo non sunt 3 literae et una syllaba. And the word non are 3 letters and 1 syllable. Non. 1 syllable, 3 letters. Quid est tres? What is 3? Tres, 3. Numerus Romanus est. 3 is a Roman number. Quid est duos? Duos. Quoque numerus Romanus est. Gamma quid est? Gamma litera Graeca est. Num que litera Graeca est? Non litera Graeca, sed litera Latina est que. Is it not C a Greek letter? Not a Greek letter, but C is a Latin letter. Esne B litera prima. Is B the first letter? B no litera prima. B no litera prima. Sed secunda est. B is not the first letter, but the second. But it's the second. Quid est non? What is non? Non is vocabulum Latinum. Non is a Latin word. Non sed magnus numerus vocabula Latina sunt. Non sed magnus and numerus are Latin words. You see, non, remember, that's just not or no. It's not really not. Said, but, magnus, large, numerus, numbers. Vocabulum, quoque vocabulum Latinum sunt est. Vocabulum is also a Latin word. So that's the end of the chapter. I had to take that chapter over. It really do a lot of explaining because we on chapter 19, and at that point you definitely should just be listening. You should be able to understand exactly what's being said. Basically understand the language, far from looking through studying charts, unless you're getting used to what's being said. On the side, you can study charts and do other listening exercises. Do the exercises that's in the book, and you shouldn't have no problem learning Latin. So, check out chapter 2 and do the same thing. Make sure you master that. I just look at a good bit of lessons and before moving on through the lessons. So, walete, which means goodbye to y'all, to everybody. Wale, one person. Walete, to plural people. Have a farewell. That's literally what it means. So walete.